to the Triple M event, man.
Man,
we
bro,
definitely coming with it for sure.
It's a good time to talk about that, bro. January 12th and 13th, Keith will be in the building.
Yeah.
He just let me know, bro, I'm coming. I'm coming with it.
You gotta be willing to lose sleep to go after this dream. If you want to win, I need you to have a whatever it takes mentality.
Only thing that's on my mind is who's gonna run this town tonight.
Yeah, I said it, we are. This is Rock Nation. Pledge your allegiance.
We gon' run this town.
What's up with y'all? It's Abram Mitchell. I'm checking in again with another episode of the Triple M Show. Man, this is where you really unlock the secrets of a money-making mindset. And y'all know the motto, bro. Every week we go get bigger and better. So today, I got the special privilege of interviewing somebody that, man, bro, this dude here done did a lot. His name heavy in the game. And this is actually one of the first people I met when I was at deal number 1. So now, full circle moment to be doing a podcast interview, man. I'm ready for this. So, Keith, what's good with you, bro?
What's happening, man? What's going on, man? Man, first and foremost, I just appreciate you for inviting me. You know what I'm saying?
I appreciate you pulling up, dog.
Man, we always kicked it off from the jump, man, off the dribble. You know what I'm saying?
It's a new, dog.
And I'm proud of you, man. You already know I'm proud of you, though, for sure.
I appreciate it, bro, because, like, you know, in this game, like, you got to find your path. You got to kind of find your way and kind of find people that inspire you. You know what I'm saying? And, like, when I first, as a youngin' in college getting into this game, you was one of the first people. Of course, you know, you see Max Maxwell. Yeah. You see your Carlos Reyes and them and all them. But when I came across your page, I'm like, man, this dude a nuke. You know what I'm saying? This dude in Bama. I'm in Louisiana, so it's close. Yeah. So it was hitting home for me. And then, like, I think the first time I hit you hit me right back. You know what I'm saying? Then we ended up in, we gonna talk about it more, but we ended up in Phoenix. Right. And then you had hit me, you like, man, I'm in Phoenix, man. Where you at? Let's link up, you know? So you always was one of those people that just was genuine and showed love from the beginning, and like that do a lot for a youngin' coming up in the game.
I think a lot of people don't realize, like, especially people who get to a certain level of success, you know, a lot of times people don't really, they act like they forgot where they came from, though, or they forgot when they was like myself, you know, sleeping on the box spring, you know, hoping somebody answer my message. You know, I never forgot about that. So, you know, when I got my chance to get a break, I'm like, shit, I'm pulling up the next man. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, and that you got it. That's what keep that edge though. Like that's what keep you like really hungry. Like no matter how much money you make, you still know I ain't going back to the box spring. I'm gonna lap it. I'm gonna keep running that score up to make sure me or nobody I'm close to getting there. You know what I'm saying?
We got to put each other on game though. I just like, you know, before we even came on, you know, we chopping it up by, you know, different marketing tactics. You know what I'm saying? You just put me on some game last week. I come back with it. You know, that's how we continue to grow. And that's but if you get too big headed and you act like you can't learn nothing, then you're gonna miss out on something.
Bro, that's crazy that you say that, because they got this verse, Kanye West. He said, I don't take advice from people less successful than me or that ain't got more money than me. And I was like, it sound cool, but that I don't really vibe with that, because no matter if I'm ahead of you or you ahead of me, like it's always an exchange of knowledge that could be there. You know what I'm saying? Right. You got an open mind to it. And it's crazy because yesterday we was doing our student success call with the students, and we were just going over the event. We were talking about the lineup. And I was like, bro, it's a crazy moment because, like, again, ahead don't mean better.
Right.
I was one deal in. You was probably already on deal 100, somewhere around there. But then I'm like, man, it's crazy because now I'm in a situation where I'm putting Keith on game on certain things.
Exactly.
You feel me? So it's like, it's about building that relationship and always having an open mind. And then now you about to come to the event.
Exactly.
And drop game.
Dropping crazy game, though. And just like this, man, like, I always tell you that I'm proud of you because think about it. You first, you know, came to me for some game. Yeah. Now you done jumped in a whole nother lane with the new construction that I ain't even in yet. Now I'm, you know, asking you like, damn, man, how that work? You know what I'm saying?
That's what you never know with somebody that you know I'm gonna let you know. You feel me? So
You
watch
never know
how
you
you
gonna
treat
need
people.
Exactly.
Watch
though.
how you treat people, because they got people down there came across and like they come off as that I'm better. Like why you know, I ain't gonna give you the time of the day.
Yeah.
And then you remember that because you never know when somebody got something that you might need.
You never know who
what
you're
I'm
gonna
saying?
need though, and that's what happens when you measuring. Like you said, what Kanye West said, if you're looking at everybody like, oh, he ain't got more money than me, then I don't want to take no advice. I don't think you should measure by money. You should measure by the wisdom and the knowledge somebody got.
Yeah.
Because even though you might have more, that don't mean you always gonna have more.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think that if a person got more money than you at the moment, but you may be learning and taking more action, eventually you're gonna pass them up if they ain't learning.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Nah, because you got to keep that edge, bro.
Yeah.
So like I want to back it up like all the way to the beginning, bro. Like, who is Keith?
That's a good question, man. That's a good question. Man, I say this, man. I'm a guy that came up, Dayton, Ohio. You know, shout out to the 937. From the time I was 6 years old till I was like a senior in high school, I really was a basketball player for real, though.
Right.
You know, a lot of people don't know that I used to really hoop.
All right.
You know what I'm saying?
What position?
Like small forward, something like that. You know what I mean? On the wing.
You was banging then.
Yeah.
You was doing
In and out real
both,
quick.
Yeah, in and out.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. But nah, man, I was hooping all my life. You know what I'm saying? Like, grew up on the, rough side of town in Dayton, the west side.
Yeah.
You know, mom had a couple jobs. Pops was in the streets my whole life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
but
yeah.
he wasn't a typical street cat. He was really handling his business, though. You know what I'm saying? And, he just taught me to do everything that he wouldn't want us to do that he did, though. You know what I'm saying? And once I got into high school, man, I was, tired of hanging around the same people. And I was young, though. When I first turned 18, a couple months later, I moved to Alabama, for college.
Right. Okay.
Went to Alabama A&M. Honestly, college really wasn't my thing for real. I just wanted to do something positive.
You
know
want
what
to
I'm
do
saying?
something different.
But that positive thing really opened up a lot of doors for me, even though I didn't even graduate. I got a chance to change my environment. I got a chance to get around new friends. I was introduced to a whole life that I never even know existed. But it taught me how to network. It taught me how to, be professional in certain aspects. You know what I mean? But I found real estate. Like, I dropped out in 2014, worked at a factory. I was on that factory, got a 10-cent raise. And I'm like, damn, like, I'm only worth 10 cents and I'm working 12 to 16-hour shifts.
Put in that work. Y'all said 10 cents.
I ain't gonna lie, it turned me spiritual, bro.
Yeah.
I had to start praying to God.
Yeah,
I know, God,
bro.
come on, man. I know I ain't supposed to be on this earth.
Man, hey, I'm happy you said
You know
that
what
just
I'm
now.
saying?
So you said that's when you started praying. Like that was a big turning point where you started praying and finding God.
I had to, though, because I wanted to tap into something better, though. So what I did was, it's 2016 at this time, at the beginning, and, I'm unfollowing all the BS on Instagram and Facebook.
Okay.
Like, I don't want to see nothing negative. I don't want to see nothing if it ain't got nothing to do with success.
Yeah.
I ain't no following, just start following random people. And I ran into this guy, Nick Ruiz, out of Milwaukee.
Nick Reese, that's the dude Flip, huh?
Yeah, that's him. Right. So what I did was I ended up getting this book for like $20.
Okay.
That was like in February. Read the whole book. Every chapter I took notes. So by the time the end of the book, I was ready to take action already. March came. I got the Bandit Signs. Seller ended up calling, absentee from D.C.
Okay.
Got in the contract for 28. I ain't want to wait. JV was somebody on my first deal. We made $5K. I got $2,500. I ended up quitting a whole job with benefits at the factory.
You was like, bro, I didn't crack the code.
Man, I ain't even want to go to work no more, man.
I don't need y'all.
Man, I'm pulling up at work. I'm turning back out, man.
Yeah.
You know
was
what
that
I'm
the
saying?
biggest check like you got on your own, like at one time?
5K. It was, nah, I don't want to say that, but it was like the easiest though.
It was the easiest.
Because you got to think about it. At the factory, I'm working 12 to 16-hour shifts.
Yeah.
I just got this $2,500 and I ain't even broke a sweat.
Exactly. Like how much hours you put in to get that $2,500?
And that's why I even teach my son now, like, listen, man, it's all about, you want to get money mentally over physically. If you're working harder physically over you are mentally, that means you ain't doing the right thing.
That was the back in the day thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The industrial age, they needed all that physical work, not an infrastructure built.
Right.
The people making the most money is the people that's thinking right.
Yeah.
And I'm happy, like you said, like, and I'm similar. When I closed my first deal, I dropped out. I'm done. I'm gone. I'm $35,000 on that one. It was a good one. But whether it was $2,500 or $35,000, and you probably agree with it, I tell everybody that was $10 million to me.
Facts.
Because it was the proof of concept. Like I'm already calculating. All right, how many times I got to do this to make $100,000? to make $1 million.
Right.
Now I know how to swim. You feel me?
Right.
Like I got that skill.
Yeah.
And now you got that skill set. Can't nobody take that from you. So I'm ready to run it up. You give it to a hustler, natural born, like I'm about to do this again and again and again. So you dropped out and now you focus on building your business from there.
Yeah.
So I know it's a climb to that.
I'm gonna be honest though, like, you know, at the time when I dropped, you know, when I quit my job, my financial thermostat wasn't there.
Okay. Explain.
You know what I mean? What I mean by that is I was only used to getting $2,000 or $2,500 at a time at the most. That I was spending it. I kept spending my money. You know what I'm saying? When I did my first deal, went to Atlanta, blew the whole thing. I thought I was about to keep getting deals, but guess what? Man, I ain't get my next deal to August.
Oh.
By that time, I damn near owed everybody.
Yeah.
I ain't had no income.
Nothing.
You know, my lady had to, you know, she was paying the bills. You know what I'm saying?
She a real one.
At the same time, I wasn't out here bullshit neither though. I really was grinding though. So when I did get the next deal was for 16.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
That's a bigger bag.
It was a bigger bag though. Paid some people back. Then that's when I learned, okay, we gotta put this back in marketing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Marketing, how important that is, you know, for people that's watching the real estate game, how important it is.
Man, I mean, I could put it in all different type of terms. You know, business terms, you know, you get out what you put in. You know what I'm saying? If you put your money in, you're gonna get your money back.
Bro, I was at this conference a few days ago.
Yeah.
And they had this guy on the panel, and they asked him about what's the most important part of your business, or how you been able to scale your business. And dude did an exercise. He was like, all right, look, everybody hold their breath. On 3, 2, 1, boom, everybody hold their breath. About 30 seconds go by, everybody gasping. He said, you not marketing for your business is like holding your breath. And that just simplified the concept to even somebody like me that know how important marketing is.
Right.
I automatically like, man, we running the event. Let's put the foot on the pedal even more about the event. You know what I'm saying?
You got to get in front of somebody.
You got to be seen.
Man, that was some of the best advice I got when I was young in the real estate game. You know, at this time, it's around 2017. You know, I'm out in Arizona.
All right.
You know, that's when I went to my first ever real estate conference. Sean Terry, Flip the Freedom.
Okay.
And I also pulled up on, you know, my guy Carlos and Sal and them. And I'm like, damn, man, what can we do to go from making $30,000 to $50,000 a month? How can we get to 6 figures? And it was still one of the simplest gems I ever got. He said, whatever you're doing to get 30 to 50, do the same thing, just double or triple it, you'll get to 100.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, I feel crazy at that time because I should have been thought of that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's how I feel though when you go, because I felt the same way. You know, when my first mastermind, I'm going there and they like, it's the same. That's why that first deal is so important.
Yeah.
Because it's the proof of concept. You just got to do it at a larger scale, at a higher scale.
Right.
Now, of course, when you're building a business, there's some things that you're learning, but that foundation, to me, I mean, of course, the education, you got to learn the game first, but it's that marketing, bro. Because if you ain't got no opportunities, how you go close something?
It's impossible, though. If you got marketing, if you can master marketing and sales, you'll always make money.
That's the two skills.
Marketing, sales. You'll make money forever.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
So, boom, 2017, you go to that event and you finally realize, all right, I need to double down on marketing.
Yeah.
How you started doing that?
Man, so the good thing was, you know, I got to end up getting a partner in 2017.
Okay.
You know, shout out to my guy Lenny. We've been rocking. It's almost what 8 years later or something like that, 6 years later. But we've been rocking for a while. We always broke up our company in roles. You know, he was more, you know, marketing dispositions, you know what I'm saying, at the time, before we really got into systems and everything. And then I was more transactions and acquisitions.
Okay.
So we always did different things because we feel like if we're doing the same thing all day, then we wasting time.
Yeah.
But if we both doing 2 different things all day and going as hard as we can even get more things done. You know what I mean?
That's how you get that 1 + 1 = 3.
Exactly. So at that time, you know, we was doing Bandit Signs and direct mail at that time. You know what I mean?
Right.
The game always changed.
Always.
So you got to think about it. We was throwing out 10,000 mailers. This time we threw out 20,000 mailers.
Okay.
Instead of getting 100 Bandit Signs, let's get 250. Let's go in a different part of the city and see if we can turn it up
y'all
even
was
more.
putting them out.
Man, what?
Yup.
Every weekend we putting out the Bandit Signs, man.
They don't even know.
Man,
So
I ain't
these
even
new wholesalers don't even know about that hustle,
They
dog.
spoiled now, man.
They don't even know about it.
They spoiled right
Putting
now.
out- and see, I never did the Bandit Signs for wholesaling.
Right.
But I had the glass business
Okay.
beforehand. And you know, just like you, my daddy a hustler. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like I feel like I'm a natural born hustler through him because we got the same DNA.
Yeah.
So for the glass business, I watched, and you know with the signs, you got to finesse. So you got to put them signs out at 10 to 1 o'clock in the morning.
Strategic, everything.
At night,
strategic.
you can't be in the daytime putting signs. They throw them out.
They coming
You
to get
feel
them.
me? So I learned that game from watching him late at night putting out signs, and I'm like, why you doing? He like, because you can't just do it, out in the open. So I took that game, and I was doing it in college in Lafayette. I had a girl at the time.
Yeah.
Boom, she riding around. Boom, some of my friends, I'm like, look, I'll pay you $50. We about to go put out 100 Bandit Signs.
Yeah.
I never did it in the wholesale game, but I did it in the glass
You know what
business.
that's like?
Yeah.
I even got real crafty, and you still can do it, though. You know what I mean? I mean, you got to, check with your city and all that.
Yeah.
But instead of doing the Bandit Signs, we'll put them out, and then we had neighborhood signs.
Okay.
That's like the smaller Bandit sign is more like a rectangle.
Okay.
And then you put on the stop sign inside the neighborhood. Yeah. You got to think about it. For somebody to get outside the neighborhood, you got to drive inside the neighborhood. And it's less hot, though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And then it's like, you think about it, shit, most people you buying houses from live in a neighborhood. There's only 1 to 2 ways to get in and out each neighborhood. So
exactly.
If they think about selling, boom, you right there on their mind as soon as they see that sign.
Every time, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, bro. I used to staple them to the street light poles.
See what I'm saying? Oh yeah, you was getting with it then.
Yeah,
you weren't playing.
We was all over, dog. I'm putting them out there. I had the front double signs.
Yeah.
Everything. You know what I mean? Shit, we get calls from that. We was getting calls, especially in a smaller town. Because I was in Lafayette at the time. That's when I was in college.
It's kind of like Huntsville then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some of my people I went to school with, he was like, man, I seen you putting signs out. I'm like, man, I'm hustling, bro. Get paid off that. You know what I mean? So you got to understand, like, no matter if it's real estate or this, like, you got to put in that work.
Yeah,
so y'all double down on marketing.
Man, you know what? Like, a lot of people, real quick on putting in work, a lot of people got too many limits on what they not going to do.
Okay.
I think that's the biggest difference, though. Like, oh, I'm willing to work hard, but I'm not willing to go this far, though.
Yeah, if I'm gonna put in 5 and see if I get the result, and then I'm gonna put in the extra 5 instead of putting in the whole 10.
Exactly.
And that's what, bro, the difference between commitment. Man, that was crazy, bro. This was a good event I was at, bro. Dude was talking, and he said, man, look, consistency, that's cool, but there's a difference between consistency and commitment. And he was like, consistency is you just kind of going through the motions, but commitment, you look up that mountain before you even start climbing and say, I don't care what it is it's gonna take to get there.
Yeah.
I'm going. Yeah. Whatever obstacle, I'm getting
choice.
through it. I'm committed no matter what come. Whereas some people, like you said, they halfway doing it, they kind of tiptoeing into the water instead of diving straight in.
They want to know, they want to put their foot in the water and know something going to happen real quick.
Yeah. Instead of hopping in.
You see
no
what I'm
matter
saying?
what the temperature is, I'm hopping in.
Exactly.
We're going to find out when we get there.
Yeah, and guess what, though? Like, I feel like when you're on an entrepreneurship journey, you got to be willing to fail. Like, you got to know, like, everything ain't going to happen when I want it to happen, though. Yeah. And if it don't happen, I got to keep going, though. If I start, listen, man, I got to a point I had to sell everything. Car getting repo, everything was going on.
I remember that story.
But are you committed still to what you said you was gonna do?
You was taking Ubers to appointments.
Man, I was going, man, listen, man, I started like Ubering in trucks, hopping out the back like I'm James St. Patrick or something.
Yeah, like, that's my driver.
It was my perception of my situation.
Yeah.
The same day I remember I was negative 68 in my account one time.
All right.
That's the same exact day I had 22 stacks. I'll never forget it. I still got the video on my phone to this day.
Heavy. You already said
Imagine being negative
68.
You know how many problems come with negative 68 in your account?
They overdrafting your account.
You feel me?
Bills still coming.
The same day I got 22 stacks. Come on, man. I had to go get me a steak, man. Come on, man.
Where you went?
Man, I went to Roof Chris, man. I had to go get me a steak,
shout out
man.
to the city, dog.
I'm sorry, man. I got the man, because you got to think what I've been eating it. If I'm negative 68, I'm on it. I'm damn near on the stamps. I'm doing what I can, though. You feel me?
Noodles, eating turkey sandwiches.
Man, I got 22 stacks. Come on, man.
I'm telling you, bro. And what's crazy is, what's so important about that for people to understand is it's the little things, how close you really is. Because most people are turn around at negative 6, say, oh, I got to go back, get a job. And you might be in a situation where you got to, you know what I'm saying? But somebody that, you had kids and a girl at that time, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So you really was like, I'm putting it all in.
Yeah.
If you ain't willing to put it all in like you was, then you might do need to go get a job. You feel me?
But I didn't do it really by myself, man, to be honest. I was reading the Bible a lot at that time, though. You know what I'm saying? I ain't saying I don't read it now, but not like, I mean, at that time, I was just like,
deep in it.
I was real deep because I was really on like a spiritual journey at that time. Like I was trying to make sure it was real, though. You know what I mean? And I was reading this book called, the Book of James.
Okay.
And it said, this one verse said, when trouble come your way, it's time for great joy. So every time something bad happened, I say, you know what? I'm gonna be thankful.
Yeah.
Even though I had to sell everything in my house, and at one point in time, I'm sleeping on the box spring, at least I'm sleeping on the inside, somebody's sleeping on the outside.
There's somebody that's always,
you feel me? My car got repoed, but it's somebody who can't even walk right now.
Yeah.
That's how I was able to get through my situation, knowing that it was somebody doing worse than me.
Yeah. And, bro, that's crazy you said that, dog, because, like, I'm literally on my call yesterday, and one of our students that got in not too long ago, and they know when I hop on, I'm ready to play. I'm playing bad cop. I'm getting on some people's ass, and this lady, she was like, "Yeah, I'm slow walking." I said, "What you slow walking for?" They got somebody wishing they could be on this call. They got somebody wishing they could get told no 100 times.
Right.
There's always somebody in a situation worse than you that would die and come back to life to be in your shoes. You feel me? And like, if you think about that, no matter what happened, that's gonna keep you going. I'm not saying you ain't gonna have some stressful times, but it's like entrepreneurship is about taking those L's, taking those hits and learning. The L's always turn into a lesson.
Exactly, man.
Always. You determine if you take an L. That's how I feel.
And it's really all your perception on that L.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if you look at a loss as, oh man, I lost all my money, or you look at a loss where you actually learn something from it and you can keep it moving.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly, bro. What you think one of your biggest lessons right now to date?
My biggest lessons, man, there's so many.
There's a lot of them.
Yeah.
What's the first one come to mind though?
Probably not understanding the power of, like cash flow sooner.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I think that, well, matter of fact, I know what the biggest lesson was, having a crazy tax bill. 1 year I had a tax bill, $150,000.
Yeah, that's heavy.
Because I fell in love with getting the active income, whether now every deal that I get, especially in my local market, I'm looking at, different options though.
Yeah. What's like a certain thing you'll do like now that you get it? Because when you get that first, when you getting that money, you don't even understand taxes.
Yeah.
So most of the times, like, when you see a celebrity going broke, 9 times out of 10 is because they wasn't putting that tax money up.
And that's why this book, it's called Profit First. It's an important book though, because it teaches you how to break your bank accounts up in different percentages.
Okay. Like, what's the example how you would break them down?
Okay, like you might get $20,000 in. Okay. And you might put, 15% in the tax account. You might put 15% in the owner's compensation account, not a profit. Because a lot of people, they think they're supposed to split profit when they make money, but you're supposed to put your profit up, but you're supposed to split owner's compensation.
All right.
That's what the owners get. That's what you pay yourself. The profit is what you want to see at the end of that quarter or the end of that year. Then you might have another account with a certain percentage. It might be, it's called your OPEX account, your operating expenses account.
Okay.
You might have a payroll account. Yeah. So it's best when the money hit, you need to break that money up in different percentages in different accounts.
Because as an entrepreneur, all that money ain't for you. Nah, I know when I got my first deal, I'm like, shit, let's go. I went and did the same thing. I'm like, man, I need to get a Louis bag. I need to, flex a little bit, buy some stuff I've been wanting. And you got to understand that, one, especially most businesses shouldn't even be profitable. Like, you go make profit, but your first year, 2 years, if you serious about hitting $1 million, you need to be putting everything back into the business. Of course, give yourself enough to pay your bills and keep surviving, but your lifestyle should not change quicker than your business.
Man,
it should not change, bro. Man, the lifestyle create the lifestyle, straight up.
I think that, a lot of times our people don't realize that when you start making more money, we don't always got to up our lifestyle right away.
You can't.
Sometimes you want to decrease it if you can, while you making even more money that you was just making, so that way you can see, more money in between though.
Because most people don't know, it's easier to make money And at the end of the day, it's level, like you got to run into these
Right.
things to learn them. Like experience is your biggest teacher.
Right.
And you find out that making money ain't the hard thing. It's keeping it.
Yeah.
It's managing it.
Yeah.
It's about really like finances that's a heavy topic, bro.
And you gotta,
like, for real.
and when you making money like that, one thing I had to learn is you gotta educate the people that's around you on money.
Yeah.
You know, you
How
gotta
that
educate your
happen, bro?
family because
People was asking you for
man,
money.
listen, man, I might drop a check on Instagram and
Yeah.
I'm getting calls from everywhere.
Yup, let me get
Because
some.
They looking at it as, oh, he just made $30,000, but they not looking at it as tax account, owner's compensation account.
Yeah.
I got an operating expense. I got a payroll.
Yeah.
They don't even break.
Investments,
People
you know
don't
what
break
I'm
your
saying?
money up like that when they count your pockets.
They just look at the 40.
Yeah,
They're
look
like,
at-
he got 40. And then the people that's really watching your pockets might say, he posted 30 last week,
Yeah.
40 this week. He posted 100 this month. He posted 200. Man, he got millions of dollars right now. He ain't spent none of it. He ain't got no bills.
Right,
You hear me?
right.
So how you started managing that? Because I know, like, people was asking you for money, bro, when you was, especially first coming up in the game. How
Right.
you? I know you had gave.
You know what
some
I had to
people-
realize?
All right.
No.
No.
One thing I love about no, it's gonna let you know who there for you or who ain't there for you.
Mm-hmm.
No gonna let you know somebody's real intentions for you.
Yeah.
I think everybody, especially like people who, successful, whether it's entrepreneurship or whatever you're doing, use the word no more.
Yeah.
No is gonna put the right people around you. No is gonna take the wrong people from around you.
Oh, that's heavy, dog. That's heavy, like for real, bro. Because at the end of the day, you need to know your circle. You need to know who around you. And I was in church a few weeks ago, and the pastor said, establishing standards requires you to release certain people around you.
Dang. That's deep.
Establishing standards require you to release certain people around you, to have the courage to release those people.
That's
And
crazy.
some of those people is the people that you love the most. But sometimes
Yeah.
if you can't trust them, I gotta love you from a distance.
You ain't got no choice. You know what I'm saying?
Straight up,
You
bro.
ain't got no choice.
Straight up. So like, how important you think that is for people in our community, bro? Because I feel like every time somebody in the family, most of the time is
Yeah.
that one. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Like when somebody trying to come up, it's like you got that feeling of, damn, they gonna think of me like this if I'm
Yeah.
not giving it to them, or kind of feeling bad, that sense of guilt. Like you don't deserve to hit that level without giving them this, giving them that. Like God ain't go. I done felt times where I feel like, man, I ain't gonna get to this next
Yeah.
blessing if I don't just give. How you feel about like people in our community? How you manage it?
I think that, it's for one, you gotta be able to be transparent.
Okay.
Because a lot of times, man, too many times I feel guilty by not doing something, or I say no, I'm like, oh man.
Yeah.
Like,
you
you
might
know what
be
I mean?
blocking your own
I
blessing
might
or
be,
something.
you know what I'm
like
saying? But I had to realize though, like, you know what? Sometimes you gotta be transparent and you gotta tell them like, hey, not right now. Sometimes you gotta go ahead and give it to them though. Like you
Yeah.
said though, you don't want to block none of your blessings. I think it gotta be a cap. It's a balance between the two. Because, one thing we do know is the more you give, the more you receive. You just can't be looking crazy though. Don't
Yeah.
give nothing that you can't afford to lose.
Yeah. Yeah.
know what I'm saying?
And you know when
Yeah.
your cup runneth over.
Yeah, you control
know.
when you do the giving. You know what I mean? I ain't saying that you don't give them anything, or I ain't saying give them everything, but just control when you do it. And if you do it, just know like, hey, I might not get it back, and I'm doing it for the right reason.
Yeah. Something that helped me out, bro, is like, man, we about to cross a river, and we got a boat that fit 2 people,
Yeah,
but we got 100 people trying to get on the boat.
yeah,
I'm gonna bring my best person. We go get across this river, and we gonna come back with a yacht.
exactly. Yeah,
So at the end of the day, give yourself the time, have the discipline to really run it up.
Yeah.
To where now when it's time, I could do this the right way. Because if we all getting pulled down, then we just go stay like that for generation to come.
Yeah.
And when people say generational wealth, what that mean? That's wealth that lasts after you gone.
right.
Too many people saying, oh, I want generational wealth, but don't really think like what that mean.
Yeah,
If it stop at you, then you ain't really create generational wealth. You created
Right.
self-wealth.
yeah,
Or really, you just up right now. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? It's just
Right.
a moment. You feel me?
I think
So-
that also, man, when I hear the word generational wealth, it's not about, always what you leaving. It's about what you taught when you was here.
Yeah.
Because
bro.
a lot of times, like we deal with it when real estate, people inheriting properties and they selling the properties because that person who left from the property, they never educated them on properties.
They ain't telling what to do with it.
Exactly. So I think a part of generational wealth is a part in educating our family, educating our kids. Hey, this how you deal with this. You teach them that while you here, so once you gone, they know how to, handle rental properties, or they know how to, maybe, whatever business there's somebody in.
Yeah.
We got to educate too for it to really be generational wealth.
And I agree with that 100% because like when you really look at true wealth, finance is really the last part of it. Like a millionaire is a millionaire in their mind, a millionaire in their body, a millionaire in their habits before they get there. So when you achieve true wealth, just look at wealthy people. Most of them is fit in shape.
Yeah.
They mentally sound.
Facts.
They are spiritually sound. And as a result, their finances is there.
Yeah.
And they've been able to pass it down for multiple generations. So like that component is more important than the financial component because the worst thing is they're not having it is having it and then losing it.
Yeah, that's terrible, man. That's one of the most terrible things. You know what I'm saying? People think that it's hard to finally come up, but it's even harder to try to come up when you had to come down.
Yeah, it is because it's that mind game. It's that ego game. It's that humility. Like it happened. Like entrepreneurship, bro. Like man, when I read, I think it was in Rich Dad Poor Dad. He was like, "You crazy if you want to start a business." And I'm like, "What are he talking about?" It was something. And he was like, "Bro, business owners are the craziest people that walk this planet." And it's like, I'm only 5 years in my journey, and I understand that already. Like. This is a roller coaster journey. It's higher highs, higher lows.
Yeah.
Last year, Elon Musk had the biggest day loss ever. I think it was billions of dollars. You think that man ain't stressed out over that?
But he's stressed out. But what the crazy part come into is he had to think of a game plan to get him out of there though.
Exactly.
To get the money back.
Exactly.
And you got to think about it though. If he told somebody what the game plan was gonna be, they probably couldn't even imagine it. They probably didn't even believe it. That's one thing about being a business owner. You got to be okay with nobody understanding your vision.
They don't understand.
You know what I mean? You got to be okay not getting support.
Yeah. They don't understand it, bro. I might get hit with hey, I got to send 50,000 here today. Your team ain't even going to understand that half the time.
Right.
That's part of being a business owner. Most business owners don't understand that you get paid last.
Right.
You paying yourself first, then...
Yeah.
Let's go run. You gonna run out of juice,
man.
dog.
You ain't gonna have a team.
You ain't gonna have a team, bro. I got times where, I done went negative to make sure my team's straight.
Facts. Nah, big facts.
Because if you ain't got a team, then who else gonna lift you up?
Yeah.
Not your damn self.
Yeah.
You can only go as far as your team, bro.
Man, you gotta, I don't care what you got going on, as an entrepreneur, like you saying, you gotta pay that team first though.
Team first.
That's like one of the worst feelings if somebody just letting somebody that's been good to them walk out of their, establishment. You know what I'm saying? Or walk out of, like your real estate business or whatever. You got to think about it like this. Like, if you paying yourself first and you ain't, for one, you want to be able to delegate your tasks. You want to be able to actually be a CEO. Because we start off hustling and then we start becoming the CEOs. But the only way you're going to be able to do that if you're able to build up a team. If you don't treat your team good, then guess what? You're going to have the best people around you.
And while we on the conversation of team, bro, 2017, you and Lenny started building y'all team, bro. What did that do? Because I know shortly after you hit your first $1 million year.
Yeah.
So like, did you have to have a team to hit that $1 million mark?
So actually in 2017, that's when we came up off, we was using hedge fund companies at the time.
Oh yeah, bro,
so,
that was a lick.
So we probably did about realistically like 40, 45 deals in 17.
Okay.
18 is when we took off.
Okay.
2018 in April, we had our first 6-figure month. It was 154,000.
All right.
It was just me and Lenny, cold calling, direct mail. I burnt out by the end of the year because I was dealing with all the acquisitions.
Okay.
We did 1.5 million, 109 deals with 2 people only. That's how we came up. We burnt out. I remember in October of 2018, we did like 16 closings. This and that month. Alone.
That's when
month.
bro, Listen, so I learned
That's
the game.
when we probably met.
That's when I seen you.
Yeah.
Cause I closed my first deal October 19th of 2018.
That's crazy.
I learned about the wholesale game in June of 2018.
Yep.
And I remember watching your page like, yeah, RVMs. That's when RVMs was hot.
Yeah.
You feel me? And then boom, we met in Phoenix.
But you know why we met though? The only reason we met is because we was burnt out.
Yeah.
We had just started hiring people at the end of the year, at the end of 2018.
Okay.
And we didn't know, I didn't know how to train people. I just knew how to do shit. You know
How
what
you
I'm
knew
saying?
you was burnt out?
Because like when we was making a lot of money, it didn't feel the same no more.
Yeah.
I was tired. I'm at restaurants with my family. I'm answering calls. I got to hold on 1 second. I got to step outside.
And now you building
If
that
you-
self-employed instead of being a business owner.
Man, if you taking calls while you out to eat with your family, you need to hire somebody, man.
And that,
That's
see,
too
people
crazy.
always ask that question, how do I know? It's not like a black and white answer once you hit this amount. At the end of the day, you know when you can't handle everything
That's how you know though, and that's why people ask me, how much money should I have before I, hire my first person? I tell the same thing every time. It's not really about how much money you got, like a specific number. It's all about how much motion you got, how consistently you closing deals, how consistently you marketing for deals. You know what I'm saying? And when you get to a point that you setting tasks for yourself to follow up with people, and you missing your tasks, you trying to answer calls instead of you can't even make a call now because you trying to answer too many calls. You gotta hire somebody.
Yeah. And that's what, so we met during that time. I remember like it was yesterday, bro. You was like, yeah, we just dropped 6 bands. We only fly first class, but
6 on 2 plane tickets.
Los New said, pull up.
My
we
man
got
said,
something for y'all.
He told me, he said, listen, man, I know you just came to the event. He said, we got a new mentorship. And he was just like, man, listen, it's $20,000 at the time. I'm like, 20,000? Like, what?
Yeah.
Is you crazy or something? Like, I just gave you 5. What else could I learn? He said, nah, trust me, man. It's different. We're going to teach you how to actually, scale a company, SOPs, everything. He said, you know what? Just come out here. We teach you how to game for 2 days. If it don't work out, then, hey, y'all ain't got to pay us nothing. If it do, if it's viable, then y'all can drop the bread then. Spent the $6,000 on plane tickets, first class out to Phoenix. Only reason they was that high because it was last minute. It was like,
Yeah, it was the day of.
Yeah,
I
you feel
remember.
me? Well, it was a day, the next day, right?
Yeah.
Got out there, spent 2 days out there. Shit was A1. Soon as we got back, man, what's the wire information? Sent him straight $20,000.
Over with.
That was the first time I ever paid somebody like that.
Yeah.
Like for mentorship though. But
So
they didn't
how
feel
important
bad,
it
though.
is. How important it is for like coaching and mentorship. It's always a new level, huh?
Man, listen to me, man. Your mentor should have a mentor.
Yeah.
Like I don't think nobody should be, going through life without no type of mentorship. You know what I'm saying? The biggest risk is not taking the risk at all. While you thinking about, what it's gonna cost you to be able to do something, you never think about how much it's gonna cost you to not do it. Most people don't even think about that. I'm
What
more
you
looking at
don't
it.
know is hurting you the
Yeah,
most.
by me not spending the money is really costing me more.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
And
saying?
that's the side that people got to understand. There's a difference between it's an expense, but this expense is an investment.
Right.
And the ROI, I don't know how, maybe from just, I don't know, bro. Because my first year in the game, bro, I spent 10 going on the event.
Yeah.
You feel me? Then I dropped the 25. I was one of the people like I'm ready to spend the money. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Them boys
Right.
was like, we guinea pigging with Keith, Tiffany, like
Right.
it was like 5 of y'all,
Yep.
Ace and Kareem, I think. And I'm like, man, Los, let me know the second y'all boys open it up. Like I'm ready.
Yeah.
And I'm 21 years old, bro,
That's
because
crazy.
I was focused, bro. I seen y'all boys posting Rolls Royces,
Yeah.
Lambos.
Yeah.
I'm like, man,
I gotta get out there.
like for real. And I just didn't like closing a deal, then going a few months without a deal, then closing a deal, going. I'm like, nah, bro, the coolest thing in the world to me was, and it was that day we went to the office,
Yeah.
Los and them was like, you see all these deals on the board? I ain't talked to none of these sellers.
That's
I
crazy.
said, what? I said, you ain't talked to none of the sellers on it, and you got all this money coming in? I said, that's what I need, bro. And at that point, I wasn't even dropped out of college yet. You know what I mean? That's when we had that talk, and it was like, bro, if you feel like you wouldn't be asking if you ain't know the answer.
Right.
And it was like that we got on that discussion of like it's only 100% of you. That's one of the best pieces of advice I got is like you only got 100% of you. you could give 20% to college,
Yeah.
30% to your glass business, 40% to your wholesale business, or you give all 100% to this wholesale business and see what happened with that.
Right. Dang.
And that was it. At that point, I'm like, bro, I made that decision right then and there.
Yeah, I'm going all in
I'm gone.
for sure.
All in.
You know what I mean? I think that's what a lot of people nowadays, you know, I don't think enough people are willing to go all the way in. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how I was at the beginning. You know, I was more on some shit like, listen, man, if I could do this one time, I literally could do it 100 times.
Yeah.
I had people telling me, man, you need to go ahead and get your job
Shit,
back.
you
and
done
all
did it
that.
500 times.
Yeah,
now.
you feel me? For sure, though.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
bro.
And it's a great feeling just having the tool to be able to always make some money, though.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You can get in any type of situation, you can pull yourself up out of there.
That's what, bro. This, man, bro. When I first heard about wholesaling, bro, I'm like, man, when this go be illegal? Like this
Right.
don't sound right, bro. You tell me I'm never scared to go broke, bro. Like for real, I'm looking at y'all like for real, cause it's like, bro, whatever happened, I know I could get my happy ass on these phones, and I'm gonna get somebody to sign a contract.
Facts.
And on the same day I'm negative 68, I'm gonna cash 22 stacks.
And I couldn't believe it, man.
30 stacks, 40. That's what's crazy. You talking about 22. What's the largest deal you ever closed?
Probably about 75. I ain't did a lot of crazy. I did
Yeah.
a lot of deals,
Yeah.
but I haven't done like I know you mess with that new construction though.
New
I know
construction, we
that's
didn't.
a different,
Yeah.
that's a different level. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah,
For sure though.
yeah. The new construction,
Yeah.
that's some big deals. And
Yeah.
it come like at the end of the day. I'm in Nashville, you know. So
Yeah.
most wholesalers at the end of the day, like when I work with somebody, one of the first things I tell them is, you ain't getting here to be a wholesaler. I'm not teaching
Right.
you how to be a wholesaler.
Right.
I'm teaching you a strategy.
Sales and marketing. That's
exactly.
Whatever extra strategy you got, that's on whatever you end up choosing.
I'm
though.
pushing you to learn more exit strategies.
Right,
Because
right.
if you want to build true wealth in real estate, you got to get to a point where your name on that deed, bro.
Man, I gotta get you inside my my mentorship, man. You gotta
Man,
talk about
bro,
that new
man,
construction.
I gotta
for sure.
talk to him, bro.
Yep.
I gotta talk to him
Yep.
because now, you know, I got my first tax bill. Them boys hit me talking about one set. They wasn't my first,
Yeah.
but the first, like, huh? You know what I'm saying? You know you get the ones that's
Yeah.
like 30. You like, all right, cool.
take care of that.
Then that boy hit me he said 170,000. I said, what you talking about? 170,000? He was like, this how much money you made?
Right.
This is your tax bracket.
I told you.
This how much you owe. I said, hold on, bro. And that's when I started. Asking questions, bro. I'm always curious, and I start finding out about cost segregation studies.
Yeah.
That's one of the biggest, that's one of the biggest licks. Listen, bro, you can say what you want about Donald Trump, but that man that'll leverage some. You want to know how Donald Trump pays $700 in taxes? Go research a cost segregation study. Go
Smart.
research
That's
that.
game right there.
Like
Trump,
for real.
Trump always been the business guy though. I got books of Donald Trump. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
On the business side of it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, bro. Like at the end of the day,
Facts is
I don't
facts.
hey, I don't agree with everything the man say, but hey, if this gonna help me, help my family,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be dumb. I'm not gonna be stupid.
Everybody ain't gonna agree with everything we say.
Exactly.
You gotta just, take the meat, leave the bone. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly, bro.
Take what you can from it and leave the rest that, it don't apply to you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, boom, you at the end of 2018, that's when you start learning how to build a team. So how 2019, 2020 looked for y'all?
It was fun. It was fun having, at the
Whole lot
time
of
we
fun,
was
huh?
we was in the office at the time. We got like 12, 15 people in there.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody going crazy on the phones.
Mm-hmm.
Recording a lot of content. This 2019, six-figure months every single month. Everything was, things are lovely though. You know what I'm saying? That's when I started getting out there with my personal brand. I had my big, breakthrough, like the fourth quarter, fourth quarter.
Okay.
And everything was good. 2020, boom, we go to pandemic.
Yeah.
So it's like, damn, it was weird.
Another adjustment.
It was weird. That was like the first real adjustment that we really had to make that we couldn't control all the way.
Mm-hmm.
Because, COVID was different though. Nobody ever seen it before.
Never.
So at that time, we ended up going virtual.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
So that's when you let the office go.
We didn't. We had the office. We got the office in April, and we didn't officially get rid of it until like November. So we still had to make the payment every month.
Oh, so y'all
We
was
in the
paying
lease,
on it because
yeah.
y'all was like, we might come back to it.
We wanted to come back,
Yeah.
and we still had the lease, and you know what I'm saying? But what I did like about it is I had to learn how to be virtual because I never ever wanted to go virtual.
Yeah.
Like if somebody would have asked me back then when we had the office, I'm like, ain't no way in hell I'm going virtual.
Nah.
But when the pandemic came, I had to learn how to, run a company without seeing them every single day. I had to learn how to, keep up the company culture in there.
Mm-hmm.
What can we do to have the culture keep going?
Mm-hmm.
We had to start doing like 9:30 meeting, and then we'll meet again at 6 to make
Okay.
sure everything going smooth for that day.
Mm-hmm.
You got time doctor. You can make sure people doing what they supposed to do. So I just had to learn a different skill set. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
At that time.
And that's so important in entrepreneurship is like knowing that, hey, yes, this was fun, but at the end of the day, everything don't last forever. Like
Right.
this was another point of growth, you know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
is what I'm saying for y'all. So
Yeah.
boom, y'all really been virtual since 2020.
Yeah, since 2020. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. See, man, that's crazy because like 2020 was my breakout year.
That's crazy. 2020 was actually, it wasn't a bad year though, as far as
Yeah.
like on the real estate. It was adjustments had to get made, but
I didn't have a big team though.
Yeah,
I ain't
yeah,
had nobody. You know
yeah.
what I'm saying? I was like,
Yeah.
I don't even think I had an office. And
I ain't gonna lie, we had to get rid of some people.
Yeah.
Like the people who was just sticking around, weren't really closing nothing.
Yeah.
At that time, you couldn't even afford. Well, no time you can't afford
Nah.
keeping somebody around who ain't
But you
performing.
noticed at that time.
Yeah.
Like, hold on, bro. Y'all sticking out. Like, for real, you ain't performing.
Yeah, this ain't gonna work.
And I'm seeing in 2020, I'm like, this it, bro. I was like, this it. This shit over. Like,
Yeah.
when it first started, I'm like, damn, bro. I
Yeah.
ain't catch it quick enough. It's over with.
Right.
Then March of 2020, I had an $89,000 month.
Ooh.
I'm like, it's over with.
Turn
89, 86, then 114, back to back to back.
on,
That's when
man.
I just broke out in the game, bro. And
Yeah.
I ain't never
Yeah.
looked back since then, bro.
Nah, for sure though, man.
Because with COVID, it like kind of went quiet for a few months.
Yeah.
Then it just went crazy.
When nobody flexing during COVID,
Yeah.
everybody stopped flexing. I remember
Yeah.
before COVID, it was like a big pissing contest. Everybody, I'm doing
Yeah.
this a month. I'm
Yeah.
doing this a month. COVID came, people started locking in together.
Yeah.
Trying
Locking
to figure out,
in.
man, how we gonna all get through this shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And bro, Nashville went crazy during COVID.
Yeah.
And that's how I found my way into the new construction game, into, buying deals because, man, I'm just letting deals go. And the investor making $250,000 on the deal. I'm like, hold up, bro. Like, I'm not hating or nothing. I'm inspired.
Nah, you just trying to figure out,
I'm
how can I
inspired
get
by you.
smarter?
And that's what most wholesalers, that's one of the first things I teach a wholesaler, bro. You are the plug.
Facts.
When you want to talk about providing value, that's what I started understanding because I always ask questions.
Right.
So I'm selling these deals and I'm just thinking about my side of it. I'm making money. Sometimes you got to count pockets a little bit.
Nah,
Because now I started finding my value. Oh, this dude making
Yeah.
$250, $300, $500.
Yeah.
So it shouldn't be hard for him to, if I ask him, hey man, who
Yeah.
the lenders are? Hey man, can I come stop by this project?
Right.
And that's how I started finding out who the hard money lenders were to go
Yeah.
to. Who was the contractors to work with in town, because I started asking questions. I was a
Right.
student of the game.
Right.
I'm always a student.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Being humble is about being a student.
Facts.
Even when you making all types of money and you getting, like you said, I just dropped 5,000. What else is it to learn?
Right.
It was a lot else to learn. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You became a student again.
Yeah.
In 2020, you became a student again.
Facts.
And that's why you in the game. They got some people that refuse to become a student again, and they not in the game no more.
That's deep right there. I think you said something too, man, that I wanted to comment on is about people counting pockets. Like everybody
Yeah.
count pockets. Listen, man, I'm gonna say this real quick. Everybody at some point gonna count pockets in business.
Yes.
The way you find your mentor, because you was counting pockets.
Yes.
Now, when I say count pockets, some people can count pockets and look at it and be inspired.
Yeah.
Some people can count pockets and then they could be hater.
Hating.
You know what I'm saying?
It's inspiration, bro.
Because think about this: how could you ever find a mentor if you ain't counting pockets and being inspired?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
It's what you do with the pocket count, because I was counting pockets. This what made me go all in with this. I'm like, I done found the vehicle that's gonna make me me and my family some life-changing money, you feel me?
Right.
But that's important to know, bro. Like it is what you said earlier, everything is perspective, bro.
Yeah.
It's two sides to the book. It's a yin and a yang, you feel me? It's the law of polarity. Like what you counting pockets for? To be inspired or the hate.
That's the only thing you can do. Ain't no in between.
Exactly.
Ain't no gray areas. It's black, like you said, it's black or white.
And always be a student of the game, bro.
Yeah.
Always be a student. Man, we starting to get to the end of this, bro, man. It's been a fire, dope conversation, bro.
And we just catching up, man. We just gonna call it catching up.
Catching
man.
up, dog.
You know what I'm saying?
Catching up. I like when we get people in here that's like, we already got a history, you know what I'm saying?
It's easy.
They've been to your son basketball games.
Hey, man, appreciate that, by the way. Hey, we coming back up here real soon.
I'm ready. I'm in there.
I'm going to say this, March. We be back up in March
I'm
for sure.
in there. You know, just let
big
me know.
tournament,
I'm
too.
pulling up, bro.
Yeah, man.
You
Shout out to
tap
my
in, bro.
son,
You
man.
pull up in town, man. You like, man, my son got basketball. I'm there.
Yeah.
I'm there, man.
They
That
got
was
to
a
tune in to
competitive-
him, man. He my son right now, he ranked number 19 in the country. He only in second grade. It's crazy that they doing rankings. He been in all type of big camps.
All right.
Number 2 in Alabama, number 1, in the city right now. So
I ain't know they got, listen,
Yeah,
no
he
matter
working.
what grade, bro, I went to that game, I said, these boys, it was competitive. Like, the coaches was out there, like, about to get at it. Like, they was, like, it was a competitive game, bro.
Yeah.
Then you got the all white on, and then
man,
you're like,
you know what I'm
shit, I went
saying?
on, of course,
I'm on
man.
Snow Patrol right
Give
now,
it to
man.
him, man.
You know what I'm
Let
saying?
him
We're
know,
on
bro.
Snow Patrol right now, man. It's Christmas. It's Christmas coming up in what, 7 days?
Yeah.
We just getting ready for it, man. That's it.
Man, I'm happy you brought that up, man. You got a family. You got,
Yeah.
a son. Just one?
Yeah, this one. Yep,
And
this
you
one.
got a wife.
Yeah.
How important is it to still have those family principles, or what you learned, building your business and
Yeah.
building your family at the same time?
You know what's so crazy that you asked me that? When I first got into the real estate game or just being an entrepreneur, period, it was one of those things that, I had to speak to my wife that, hey, listen, right now I might have to put this over some things.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I got to grind up. I'm at the beginning. But now, 7, 8 years later, I'm not putting nothing over my family, man.
Nothing.
Nothing. That's just something I learned. As you get older, you start realizing that. I think when I first started, my son was like 6 months.
You was sleeping on the box spring with
Yeah.
you, bro. You said you had a pillow for him.
Yeah. Now he 8 years old though. He he starting to understand life. So I can't put everything over him like I could when he couldn't really understand how to talk and all that.
Because he pay attention to everything, bro.
Yeah.
Me and my mama was having a conversation, it was a few weeks ago, and I ain't gonna get into the details,
Yeah.
but it was a point where I kind of challenged her a little bit, and I said, Mom, like, you and Dad, like, y'all don't realize that as kids, we notice more than you even notice about yourself. We watching everything and calculating it.
Right.
So it's so important, like, and my parents, I always say, I put them against any set of parents. I got the
Yeah.
greatest parents in
Yeah.
the world. But at the end of the day, as a kid, you see everything. And like, he gonna see you say this. I
Yeah.
put nothing in front of him. And then I also think what's important, for anybody that's in a relationship, and really with me, I gotta get better at this too. And
Yeah.
the knowing, the truth is in knowing, you know what I'm saying? You learn and know.
Yeah.
But you said you communicated with her.
Yeah.
You told her, like, this what it's gonna be.
Yeah.
And this is my plan to do with this. And you didn't only just say it, you did it.
I
The
always follow
actions
through with my
align
plans.
with it.
Yep. And everything changed really, man. One day I was in my office and my son asked me this. I'll never forget it. He said, Dad, do you love me more than your business?
You shouldn't even ask me that question.
Man, that hit my heart. Man, that hit my spirit right there.
Yeah.
I feel like, damn, I must be being a bad father. I ain't spending enough time.
Mm-hmm.
So I knew that, and that's the reason why it's important to not only learn how to be a hustler, but learning how to be a CEO, learning how to delegate and hire people
Yeah.
and stuff like that. Because if you don't, you're gonna have issues with your family or issues with your kids.
And then you use it as escape. Like, I feel like people, and I ain't got no kids or nothing yet, but again, like, most things be common sense, bro. Like, I feel like CEOs that kind of like make it easy to be like, it's the business, this and
Yeah.
that. It's because they know they're a bad father and they don't want to face that. They don't want to face
Right.
that. They don't want to hold themselves accountable. You know what I'm saying? And you really your biggest enemy. You your biggest enemy and you your biggest helper or whatever you want to call
Yeah.
it. You feel me? So it's really about, like you said, you held yourself accountable. You said, damn, I'm being a bad father. You ain't
Yeah.
say, man, he don't realize I'm putting him in position that I wasn't even in, or this. Kids ain't worried about that.
They don't care nothing about. They
Worry
ain't
about the
looking at it.
basketball game, man. He worry about you coming to the school. He worry about what kids worry about. You feel me?
Exactly.
And you gotta. It's a thin line between those things. You feel me? So I really commend you for like. We need, like, especially in our community, and my dad one of them, my mom one of them, And as a result, I'm going to be one of them.
Right.
You know, you got to be a stand-up parent. You got to hold yourself accountable. And, you know, like you talked about earlier, when it come to wealth, you teaching your son to, even if you do own a business when you come up, that ain't more important than your family. He gonna remember that. He gonna see, I asked my dad that, and I seen a change. You feel me? I think he gonna remember that, bro. That's, man, bro, we
dope,
gonna have to get you back on here.
Oh, yeah,
like,
man. You already
it's
know,
never
man.
long.
Listen,
it's never long enough, dog.
Man, they need to pull up to the Triple M event, man.
Man,
we
bro,
definitely coming with it for sure.
It's a good
I
time
can't
to
wait.
talk about that, bro. January 12th and 13th. Keith will be in the building.
Yeah.
He just let me know, bro. I'm coming. I'm coming with it.
Yeah, I'm dropping all gems, and I just want to teach people how to close more deals.
How many deals you done closed?
I would say a little bit over 500 or something like that, between 5 and 6 or something like that.
I would say he pretty qualified then, man.
Oh,
I would say he got the experience, you know. So keep coming to really like show y'all what's inside the mind of somebody that closed over 500 real estate transactions. If you ain't closed more than 500 real estate transactions, then what questions is it there? What questions is it? What other questions is it to ask? We got general admission tickets starting at $150. I'm gonna be honest, bro. The VIP ticket is always gonna be the best experience. Some of y'all done already asked me, should I get VIP? Of course. Why wouldn't you?
Why would you? That's like going to the club and it's an option to go right in there.
Going through the back or wait in line?
Or you gonna wait in line?
Or wait in line. You won't be little baby showing up to the club, or you won't be standing in line?
One thing about when you go through the back, you gonna rub shoulders against other people who going through the back.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
And I'm gonna break that down for y'all. What he mean by that is when you get the VIP experience, you not only get to go through the back, you not only get more FaceTime with people like Keith, other people that's gonna be in the building, but now this how I thought. If I get the opportunity to get FaceTime, get personal conversations with you, you go rock with me. And then once we build that relationship, that opens up a world of people you got a relationship with, I got a relationship with, and that's what business, like you hear what they say, the 1% is at the top collaborating, and the other 99% really the ones that's fighting and competing, trying to clutter the top. Because now in these back rooms at these VIP mixers, you hear like
I'm
we
giving you
talking
some
about,
games. Like anybody who get the VIP, you're gonna be around us when they getting some game. Period.
Because that's what we talk about.
Don't even think about it. Don't even wonder if you're gonna get some more game. I'm giving you some more game.
Exactly. Because that's the type of conversations that people like me and you have when we together. We ain't sitting here talking about going out to the party or this or that, like something stupid. Now we talking about new construction game, or what we were just talking about with the Facebook ads.
Right,
you know what I'm saying? We talking about things that really ain't all over the internet like that. We talking about, what you doing in your business going into 2024? You know what I'm saying? The interest rates just dropped. What you think of that?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So like for you to be able to be part of that conversation, it ain't no question, bro.
Update your contact list, man. Your phone been the same for a long time, man. You know what I'm saying? You gotta do more politicking. If your phone ain't changed in all this year, I mean you ain't been in enough rooms.
Bro, I tell, this $1 million iPhone right here. I could prove to you why you would buy this phone from me for $100,000.
Exactly.
Real talk. That's a perfect way to wrap it up, bro. Appreciate everybody tuning into the Triple M Show. Make sure y'all like, subscribe, share with a friend. Tell them share with 3 friends. Bro, we got to get this out here. My man Keith Everett just came on here and dropped game and really showed y'all the inside of a millionaire mindset. Unlocking the secrets of a money-making mindset. And what's better than somebody that's done over 500 deals, that's been the ups and been in the downs and then came up again. Y'all tune in.